Take advantage of your 20% discount with Dick's Sporting Goods. Go to ultimatepreps.net homepage and click on the Dick's Sporting Goods banner for your offer, which is only good for this weekend, November 17th through the 19th. Offer good for any store in any state. Buckle in your seat belts. It's time for another season of Ultimate Preps basketball. And yes, why wouldn't we bring you the best games in the city? We started off with Ridgeway versus Sheffield, and I hope you have bought your brand new pots because mine have scratches on the bottom of them. Let's cook it all up. Let's start it off. Sheffield, back-to-back buckets to open it up. Kenneth Ingram letting his name ramble in the city. He might get it to go as they started off, but Ridgeway, not too long before one of the best teams in the city starts to find their niche in the game. Passing it, finding the open players, knocking down the mid-range jumper. There's Antonio Thomas. He played with Team Dad this summer, had a big-time summer, has Oklahoma looking after him. Look at him. Behind the back doozy, down low in the paint to an easy lay-in to Willie Wilson. On the opposite side, there's Corderick Rose, big-time player. Ultimate 60 MVP. If you have not seen the highlight tape, check that out on the Ultimate Preps YouTube channel. And while you're there, make sure you hit that subscribe button, young fella. Update on that one. Ridgeway trying to keep things going. Rhodes, once again, making his name known in the city. Get it all going. He got a put-back bucket down low in the paint as well to keep Sheffield in this matchup, but there's a long-range jumper knocked down from the new player coming over, Brandon Mason, that played at Central last year. Score update 19-16 on that matchup. We're taking it to the second. Let's pass it off down low. Mason with the finish with the left, but let's take another look at that. Look at number one. Brandon Mason, when you want to find out the game of basketball, you look at that play, and when you tell a player, hey, you need to play your heart out, that's the definition of it. You down on one end of the floor, and you all of a sudden end up with the layup on the opposite side. You're playing big-time basketball, and you're playing your heart out. Somebody needs to see that. Hey, I seen it, Brandon Mason. Way to ball out. Put back jumper. Laying it in is Rhodes for Sheffield. Mason looking down low. Easy lay-in. Right off the glass, baby, to Campbell. He got that lay-in on the opposite side. Sheffield, back-to-back buckets on the offensive end for them. And then Ridgeway, fast break all day long. Make sure you get out your goggles. These guys got wind blowing right now as fast as they're going on the offensive end. There's a lay-in that's missed, but an easy putback for the RoadRunners. They keep that lead. Sheffield still knocking down a couple shots down low in the paint, but a little bit too much. Ridgeway starting to click on a lot of different ends right now. Haynes is working down low in the paint, but then they start to swinging around the horn, and Thomas came to play. We already told you what that player can do, but if you did not know, he's going to show you himself. Update 43-34. Sheffield still down to Ridgeway. Right now it's by 9. Thomas looking down low. They're up and under right over the iron for the lay-in. Ridgeway keeping that lead. Sheffield floating it up. That's Rhodes once again for the lay-in, and then the take to the glass. I say the hard way. And one bucket going to the free throw line to lay that one in. There's Haynes. He got an and one as well. Back-to-back and ones for Ridgeway, taking us to the third quarter. Ridgeway up 52-38. Then going back down on the other end, Ridgeway laying one right over the iron. That's Jeremiah Miller with the bucket. He got back-to-back ones to the cup. If you don't play defense, I'm going to put this work on you. The point guard making his name known to me. I'm finding out about this young fella. You might want to tune in and continue to follow around this PG that's running the flow right now for Ridgeway. But there's another one right there. Antonio Thomas, as I told you earlier, getting looked at by Oklahoma Sooners. That's a big-time program, and he's stepping it up and showing you why. The cheerleaders clocked in for this one as well. Sheffield trying to click back on all cylinders to get back into this game, but it's a little bit too hard. They're starting to find the open baskets though, but Ridgeway kept their momentum going on the offensive end. It's tough to slow down the point guards here for Ridgeway RoadRunners, and then they just looked down low to the bigs, and the bigs did what they do best, and that's big time work. That's what they did. Now Sheffield doesn't have the same intensity as Ridgeway, but that's definitely a squad you want to keep your eyes on. Ridgeway, we're going to see them in the mix with a lot of other schools during the season. All in all, though, this Sheffield team woke me up. They told me that they can play basketball. They got a couple ballers down there in the paint that can knock down jumpers, but Ridgeway is just so good all around with Eric Boyd, Brandon Mason. You got Antonio Thomas, big-time players coming in like Miller for this Ridgeway squad, and Haynes down low in the paint. Boy, the Roadrunners are going to be something to reckon with. Keep your eyes feasted on this team. They're walking in the park, no flowers needed.
Southwest Christian, they probably gonna come in here with probably 6, 7, 6, 8 kids. Look at out of Arkansas. Sunrise Christian. Shit, we gotta play them. Yeah, look, I'm telling you, we are gonna have to cut this turnover ratio way down. About 8, 9 games instead of 21. If we get shots on those,